my loves, welcome back to my channel and to another video. I am here with my September TBR and I am so excited to be back on booktube. It is September and autumn is coming in and I'm just so excited. I'm already in autumn themed attire with my Winnie the Pooh jumper on, and yeah, I'm just really excited. So September is going to be it is going to be chilled, but I do have a few reading plans that I do really want to get to in September. I've got some buddy reads that I'm really excited about and some books that I have been desperate to try and pick up, and something that's way out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a big girl and read the book. In terms of readathons in September, we do have the Final Book Support Group, which is hosted by the lovely Steph from Steph Loves, and the aim of that readathon, if you don't know about it, is to read final books and continuation stations to get through those series that you've been holding on to for a long time, and it's to help we all support each other. It's a week-long readathon, and yeah, I can't quite remember the dates. I'll pop the dates up on screen if I remember to do so, but it will be in September. There's also Magical Readathon, which is hosted by the lovely G from Book Roast. This is the autumn equinox, and luckily I've only got 3 prompts to complete for Magical Readathon, which is great news for me, and they are quite straightforward. One of the prompts isn't quite straightforward, but my plan is that I might use some of the books that I've got on my TBR to tick off some of the other classes that I don't necessarily need to do, but just to tick them off and say that I've completed them. So I will talk you through what my prompts were for Magical Readathon, and I've got, as I've said, some buddy reads and things, and yeah, I think I'm definitely getting my reading mojo back, and I'm just excited for it to be September and autumn and get back onto booktube again. I'm going to be trying to film a lot more content, which I'm really excited about, so I've definitely got my mojo back. So yeah, without further ado, let me talk you through my September TBR. Okay guys, so I'm going to kick off with some of the buddy reads that I am planning to read during the month of September. And the first one was actually gifted to me for my birthday, just gone, from my lovely bookish friend Stephanie, and she gifted me The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. I haven't delved too much into T. Kingfisher, but I've been hearing a lot of great things about her more darker kind of stuff. This is more of a horror, and we're following our main character, Cara. She finds the words in a mysterious bunker that she's discovered behind a hole in the wall of her uncle's house. Freshly divorced and living back at home, Cara now becomes obsessed with these cryptic words and starts exploring this peculiar area, only to discover that it holds portals to countless alternate realities, but these places are haunted by creatures that seem to hear thoughts, and the more one fears them, the stronger they become. With her distinctive, delightfully fresh and subversive prose and the strange sinister wonder found in Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth, The Hollow Places is a compelling and white-knuckled horror novel that you won't be able to put down. So yeah, it sounds perfect for coming into September, autumn and spooky season, and yeah, and this cover is absolutely, I think it's really stunning. It looks really intriguing, and it's not too long either. It's only just over 350 pages, so it's not too long. So I think I'm going to double check with Stephanie if she wants to start the buddy read in September, and I'll see how I get on with it. But yeah, thank you so much again, Stephanie, for gifting this one to me. I'm really excited for it. Then for my in-person book club that I go to for our September pick, we will be reading The Final Act of Juliet Willoughby by Ellery Lloyd. I've never heard of this one before, and this is, I think it's a thriller. And we're following our main character, Juliet Willoughby, who's a runaway heiress. She perishes with her married lover in an accidental studio fire alongside her surrealist masterpiece, Self-Portrait as Sphinx, Paris 1938. And I think it's in different timelines. Cambridge 1991. 2 art history students stumble across proof that something sinister was at play in Juliet's death, threatening to expose the long-buried secrets of the artist's aristocratic family. I can't speak. Dubai now. An art dealer is accused of the brutal murder of his oldest friend, the last surviving member of the Willoughby dynasty. 3 suspicious deaths over the course of a century is the key to unlocking them all hidden in Juliet Willoughby's lost painting. that sounds really intriguing. That's definitely got me a lot more intrigued reading the synopsis. But yeah, it sounds really good. So that will be my in-person book club pick for the month of September. Okay guys, and my final budgie read that I am planning to get to, I'm going to be budgie reading this with my lovely bookish friend Barb from Barb's Bookland, and we are both going to be reading On Wings of Blood by Briar Berlin. This is the first book in the Blood Wing Academy series, and this is basically pitched for fans of Fourth Wing, but it's got vampires, and I'm just really excited. Welcome to Blood Wing Academy. Expect magic, expect competition, expect blood. So, and I got the Waterstones sprayed edge edition, which is really, really cool, and it's got foiling under the dust jacket. And yeah, it just sounds really, really good. So I've actually got a plan for this book along with a couple of other books it's a vampire themed reading vlog, so I'm really excited about it. But this one's definitely been on my radar for a while, and yeah, I'm just really, really excited about it. Okay guys, so I'm now going to talk you through the 3 reading prompts that I have got to complete for Magical Readathon, and they are pretty much fairly straightforward. So I have 3 classes. So my first class is for Art of Illusion, and for this class I will be doing biomanipulation. I have no clue what that means, but it sounds really cool. And my first reading prompt will be an autumnal setting. So it can be autumnal on the cover, or it can be in the story. So I have got a couple of options for that one, which is really good. Then next I have spells and incantations, and my prompt is a cue for current spell trends, and it has to be a book that's released this year, so 2025 release. Fairly straightforward, so I can definitely make that work. And then for my final prompt, which is for lore, I have got the Myth of Minismio, I don't know how you pronounce that, which is a D in that. And for my prompt for that class, I have to read a book that has 2 or more letter M's in the title. So it has to have 2 M's in the title of the book. So I did actually find that one a little bit tricky, but I have got something picked out for that, which I will tell you about in a second. So for Magical Readathon, for my book with the 2 M's in the title, I've decided to go for Immortal Dark by Tygus Gurmit, which is a vampire book, and see the theme that I'm going for here for this reading vlog. So it is basically, I don't want to know too much about it, but it's dark academia kind of fantasy. I'm not too keen on dark academia, but I do love stuff with vampires, so I think that hopefully this one would be a win for me. And it's an all black cast as well, which is great to see. So I'm going to count that for my prompt for Magical Readathon. And then for the 2025 release, I did have quite a lot of options of recent releases that came out this year, but I have decided to go for a book that I got gifted to me for my birthday by the lovely Lindsay. So thank you so much, Lindsay, for gifting this to me. I've decided to go for Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is her brand new release that came out this year, and this is more of a sci-fi kind of story, and I'm not too keen on sci-fi stuff, but it is a romance, so it's a sapphic romance, which I had no clue about, so it definitely has got me a bit more intrigued about this one. So it says in the synopsis here, in the summer of 1980, astrophysicist Professor Joan Goodwin begins training to be an astronaut at Houston's Johnson Space Center, alongside an exceptional group of fellow candidates: Top Gun pilot Hank Redmond, mission specialist John Griffin and Lydia Danes, warm-hearted Donna Fitzgerald and Vanessa Ford, the magnetic and mysterious aeronautical engineer. As the new astronauts prepare for their first flights, Joan finds a passion and a love she's never imagined, and begins to question everything she believes about her place in the observable universe. Then in 1984, on mission STS-LRN, everything changes in an instant. Atmosphere is Taylor Jenkins Reid at her best, transporting readers to iconic times and places, creating complex protagonists and telling a passionate and soaring story about the transformative power of love, this time among the stars. So it just sounds so good, and I've heard nothing but great things about it, so I'm definitely going to count it for my Magical Readathon prompt. And then for my book with an autumnal vibe, I've decided to go for B.K. Borison's final book in the Love Like Alarm series, which is Business Casual, and this is set during autumn, and you can't get more autumn than this book. It is just pure autumn. I've been really excited to get to this. I've been saving it for a while because I love the Love Like Farm series and I didn't want the series to end. So we're following in this one Charlie and Nova, a buttoned up chino wearing corporate man, an untamable tattoo artist who's easily distracted, a small town of meddling friends, and enough tension set both their hearts on fire. And that's all I really want to know about it. I think there is ADHD rep in here. I think from because Steph has read this, I think this has ADHD rep, which is great to see. But yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one, and I will be doing this for Final Book Support Group because it is a final book in a series, so that will be able to count for Final Book Support Group, which is amazing. And speaking of Final Book Support Group, I actually do have some final books on my TBR for it. So I have decided to pick up the last book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, which is Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This one we're following Camille, who is a single mother. She loves a plan, but when her latest backfires, she finds herself abandoned at the altar with nowhere to live. That is until she discovers her dream house in her hometown is available. There's just one problem: the neighbour. Dusty Tucker has spent nearly all his adult life running from feelings for Cam, but since returning home, the girl who was his first, well, everything, has become a woman, seemingly determined to keep him at arm's length. But despite Cam's best efforts to stay away, she finds herself increasingly drawn to Dusty, and as past wounds open and feelings, both old and new, wreak havoc. Cam and Dusty begin to wonder if their first love was meant to be their last, and this time will it be forever. So second chance romance, single mum romance. So it sounds really sweet, and I do love this cover, so that will count for Final Book Support Group. I've also going to put on my TBR Wild Cards by Elsa Silver, which is coming out in September. I think this is the final book in the Rose Hill series, which I'm a little bit sad about, but I have really enjoyed this series so far. So Wild Cards, I don't want to know too much about it, but all the Wild Rose Hill series all follow single dads, so I'm assuming it's just going to be another single dad romance, and I can't remember who we're following in this one, but it sounds really good, and it comes out in September. And then I've also got another Elsa Silver on my TBR, which is The Front Runner, which is the third book in the Gold Rush Ranch series, because I've been making my way through the series and been having a really good time. So this one we're following Stefan, who is infuriatingly handsome and annoyingly persistent. We're supposed to hate each other, but apparently he didn't get the memo because he's been asking me out for years and I always say no until now. Today he has something I need. Our time together starts out as a simple transaction. 3 dates, no touching, no telling anyone, and definitely no falling in love. But with every intimate conversation, each stolen glance, the tension between us builds. The way he looks at me gives me butterflies, and when he finally touches me, we sizzle. Stefan makes me feel seen in no way other person has before. He cherishes my words as passionately as he cherishes my body. He makes me laugh, he makes me blush. He's not the villain he's made out to be. And suddenly I find myself a longing for him in a way the people closest to me wouldn't understand. Given into Stefan Dalka is playing with fire, but with him I don't even mind the heat. So I think this one's definitely going to be spicy, which I'm really looking forward to because I read a photo finish the other week and I really enjoyed it. So I think this one is quite a short one. I think this one could be the shortest in the series, but I've been having a really good time with it so far, so I'm really excited to get to that one. And I think that's everything that I've got for Final Book Support Group that I can think of for final books. Yeah, so that is basically my Final Book Support Group TBR, which is a lot of romance, but they are quite short, so hopefully I should be able to get through them fairly quickly. So I'm now just going to talk you through some of the books that I do really want to get to in September. Okay guys, so the book I briefly mentioned that is totally out of my comfort zone, but I know Barb is just going to be so happy that I'm picking this up. I've decided to pick up this month The Shining by Stephen King. This is one, I'm kind of really early days in my Stephen King reading journey. I've only read Misery and I've only read Carrie. So this one is definitely like one of his more popular ones. So I am a little bit terrified, but I have heard really good things about this one. So this one we're following Danny, who is only 5 years old. In the words of old Mr. Halloran, he is a shiner, aglow with psychic voltage. When his father becomes caretaker of the Overlook Hotel, Danny's visions grow out of control, but as winter closes in and the blizzards cut them off, the empty hotel seems to develop a life of its own. Why are masked guests riding the elevator, and who's the lady in room 217? Somewhere, somehow, there is an evil force in the hotel, and that too is beginning to shine. So it sounds absolutely terrifying. I've never watched the movie, so I would maybe be intrigued to give the movie a go. Like, I know a few well-known bits of the film, but I've never read the book. But people have told me that the book is a lot better, scarier than the film. So I am intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued about this one. So yeah, wish me luck for getting through The Shining. I'm so terrified, and I'm going to be picking up it in October, so stay tuned for that. I also really want to get to, again, Lindsay gifted this one to me for my birthday, so thank you so much again, Lindsay. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. I've been wanting to read this ever since it came out, and I've only just gotten a physical copy of it, and it is absolutely stunning, and I'm obsessed with it. This one is kind of a bit like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, a bit, but the main characters have to keep killing each other in the different timelines, so I don't know what that is all about, but I'm sure I'll find out. I haven't actually read the synopsis for this one. Let me take the gift note out. The ribbon binding the wrists together was red as a wound, and we're following Evelyn, who has lived countless lives, and in every single one she's been killed before her 18th birthday. But in her present life, her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. To save her sister and make it past her 18th birthday, she'll have to find the centuries-old enemy who hunts her throughout each life, figure out why she's being hunted so that she can break the curse once and for all. More importantly, she's going to have to try not to fall in love with them again. So it sounds like it's just going to be a lot of fun, but I've heard it gets quite emotional in parts of it, but I'm just really excited, and this cover is absolutely gorgeous and I'm absolutely obsessed. And then I've also got, for my vampire themed reading vlog, I really want to get to The Nightblood Prince by Molly X Chang. This was the Fairy Loots July YA pick, I want to say, and this, I didn't even know that this had vampires in it, so it's definitely got bumped up my list for sure. I think it would be perfect for my vampire reading vlog. This one, we're following a princess, two princes, one prophecy, a fate she cannot outrun. So the night Faye was born, a prophecy was made. She would one day become the empress of all empresses. Torn from her family as a child and raised in the palace to one day marry the crown prince of the most powerful empire in the land, Faye has only ever known loneliness. When the opportunity arises to seize her own destiny for the first time in her life, Faye sets out to hunt a legendary tiger, knowing it might cost her everything. What she doesn't expect is to fall under the mercy of Yexu, the beautiful runaway prince from a rival kingdom. Blessed by the night, harbouring a dangerous magic, capable of commanding an army of deadly vampires, Yuk, I don't know how you pronounce that, could be the key to Faye gaining more than just her freedom. But to outrun destiny, Faye must spark a wave of events that will change the world, as she knows that torn between two princes and plagued by nightmares of bloodshed, she finds that the stars might be more inescapable and more irresistible than she had ever considered before. So it sounds really, really good, and this edition is stunning. I really love this vibe of the book, and yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one, so I think it will be perfect for my vampire themed reading vlog. I also do really want to do like a fall reading kind of vlog, but I don't want to share the books and spoil the vlog, so do stay tuned for that. But it's just going to be like a cozy autumnal reading vlog and reading some cozy autumn romance, that kind of thing, so do stay tuned for that. But that is my complete September TBR. Okay guys, so that is my complete September TBR. I hope that you enjoyed it. Do let me know in the comments down below what your September reading plans are. Are you taking part in Finding Books support group? Are you doing magical readathon? Let me know what readathons you're doing in September. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be back on BookTube and getting my reading mojo back. And if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys all in my next video very, very soon. Bye!